Greetings. What's going on, homie? It's Omar, and I am reporting live from photo booth on my laptop because I'm having storage space issues, and I'm finding out the hard way that when you're a vlogger and content creator, a phone that is only 64 gigs, it's not helpful and it's not conducive. It's not um, cooperative with your lifestyle. So that is why there's been a delay of my daily uploads, and it's really annoying, and it's very much so getting under my skin, and it's bothering me that I can't fulfill the commitment to myself of vlogging every day. So, yeah, I'm on my photo booth because I'm just like, no excuses. Let's just find solutions. So, um, lately I just been really feeling like I need to bet on myself, just because I'm about to finish school and I'm thinking about what happens now, what happens next because the training wheels of life are coming off and it's just like I'm out here now, like it's time to get that salary position, that good paying job, that the traditional go to school, get your degree. So I did that. I'm getting my certificate. You know, it's a degree in some shit that I give a fuck about. So it might not be the 4 year shit, but it's what I give a fuck about and what matters to me in the industry that I'm going to flourish in. So I just been feeling like to attract the opportunities that I want to receive, the best way to go about that would be to what's the best? I'm finding the words so I can speak with clarity. So whenever I pause, just know that I'm pausing because I want to speak with clarity. So, as I was saying, I uh I think the best thing for me to do is to basically produce the work that I would want to get hired for. So, for example, if I am an event producer and experienced designer, then me producing an event, aka glass frequency, and doing well with it shows okay, he's somebody who can do this because he's clearly doing it in real time. And at the same time, that's attracting people to me, attracting opportunities to me, you know, building my portfolio every time, I do it successfully. Me doing, a commercial for said brand and not waiting till a partnership actually happens, just taking the initiative to produce and create the work, do the creative projects that fall in line with what I would want to be hired for. So, um, that's how I've been feeling, and I was saying that to my instructor, and he was just pouring into me and just telling me like, yes, like make yourself famous. And I literally have been saying I want to be famous for being myself, and then my instructor tells me, "Yo, make yourself famous." So we had a whole conversation about that, in addition to what's the difference between an art director and a creative director, because like I hear those two titles a lot and I'm just like, what is the finite, concrete difference? So yeah, this conversation was super inspiring and it was what I needed to hear, and maybe it's something that you need to hear too. So here's the conversation, audio only.
Well, those are very different paths. Now, the art director is the one in charge. I'm gonna put it as bluntly and as simple as possible. The art director is in charge of how things look, and the creative director is in charge of what's the idea that you want to convey or transmit. That's basically it. It's like an art director is in charge of styling everything, how everything looks, um, make it look pretty, and the creative director is the one that, okay, what's the idea? What's the how do I transform that brief and that concept into a creative concept, and then you bring that to the art director, to the design director. Depends on the team that you're working at. A lot of times that's the same person. If it's a smaller team, if it's large teams, for example, when I work with Lipton, the tea brand, we were working with a team based in Paris, in DDB Paris, and we had a brand director, a design director, an art director, a creative director. Then we had like a copywriting head. Then we had a production. It was like directors everywhere. Everyone was in charge of very specific stuff. So it depends on the team, but I think that's the best way of describing the how things look and what is that you're trying to convey. Imagine, think of it as have you seen a chef's table and how things work? The main chef will be the creative director, and then the plater will be the art director. The one that delivers a plate perfectly, and the chef prepares everything and puts everything in different buckets, and then the other person is just a beautiful plate and with a rose and whatever it is that they're putting, and then brings it to the customer. That's mainly the thing. Again, depends on the project, depends on the load of the project, but it's usually art directors and creative directors work in tandem. They work hand in hand. One thing does not move without the other. Take a look back at what advertising was. Take a look back at these legends, because these guys are legends for a reason. There's really women that were really trailblazers at their time in the 70s. What is that exactly what you do? And I gave thought to that question. What I do is I respond with a question. And that question is, I see what that person might be wearing, a watch, if there's a brand anywhere, maybe phone, whatever. And I ask the question, why did you buy that shirt? Or why did you buy that watch? Or why do you have this brand of car? And then the person is, because I did some research. But in the end, it's because you saw advertising in some shape, way, or form.
Until you make it as a creative, the whole journey is like making a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're working towards this thing that nobody gets, and they're not gonna get it until it's tangible, until you quote unquote make it. So it's like the whole time you're working,
and you will never make it.
Yeah.
Because when you reach that stage, then I need to move to the next level. And then at the end is, when do you make it? When you have 3 houses, a boat, and you can vacate in Rome every 3 months, or when you publish that novel and then you're going to publish the next. Every single profession is like that. Even if you're a doctor, when do you make it? When you make the residence of a said hospital, on where you're giving that award, or when you save your 100th life, or or an engineer, or a bread maker, whatever. It's you actually never do make it. It's up to you. Okay, I want to be at that level, or that's my goal that I want to reach. But it's just a step in the ladder. That's really important to grasp that concept, is that you guys are in the last step of this part of the ladder. You need to be willing to sell yourself and be famous. That's famous for doing something. I'm famous for, I'm the one-line kick-ass copywriter. Nobody can do that better than I am. Or I'm the best stock photo finder. Whatever, you're the best at doing something. Be famous for it and put yourself on the map. and brag about stuff. I did this great concept, and start telling people about it, and start bragging about it. Put it in your portfolio. Use LinkedIn, use your Instagram, use whatever you can do to build up that image around you, that aura,
Wow.
based on skills, right? It's not you're going to be just selling bullshit, but if you know you're good at it, become famous doing it.
That's crazy that you just said that because I was just, I just wrote that down in my journal the other day. And I was just like, yo, I literally want to be famous for being myself and just
Yeah.
known for the cool creative projects that I do. And then fast forward to now, you saying this is just like, it's like deja vu. It's just crazy. Like, I just keep getting more word that, like, I'm on the right track. So
Well,
it's like a preaching to the
the
choir
whole
type of moment.
yeah, and in the end, that's what this class should be: a reassurance of something that you already know, sparking interest in something that you had in the back of your head but you were not doing, um, or even, and to be bluntly honest, even saying, "Shit, I just wasted 2 years of my life. I don't want to be doing this." It's valid. Everything's valid. But in the end, you're here because nobody's twisting your arms. So being able to confirm stuff, or affirming stuff, like Omar is saying, that in itself is the goal of these last few classes, that you're really nailing down your passion about becoming an advertiser or a marketer or whatever it is that you want to call this.
Yeah, because it's like, hearing all of the advice from the OGs and like the people that have come before me, it's just like in my spirit, I just keep hearing a voice telling me like, to expedite the process of all of these, levels and titles and, the way the traditional industry operates. If you just believe in yourself and build your own brand and have people gravitate to you because of the work that you did, that's the best route to take.
Yeah.
So like
And
hearing,
yeah, and the boat can start from really small baby steps, and that will take you farther and farther and farther. That's the thing. You are really taking baby steps now. 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, or even 20 years or 23 years from now, you're gonna look back and say, "Oh, yeah, those were really baby steps." And you will enjoy every step that you take upwards. So it depends on whatever path you want to take. It can take you very different places. Doesn't have to be advertising. It has to be whatever your passion takes you or where you want to go.
yeah, I think the big takeaway for me is um, be fearless of the unknown, and the brand really is you.